My name is Joe Johnson and I've been actively engaged in research into natural remedies for over 20 years. If you have a sinus infection, then you really need to listen because this crucial short video will directly affect you. What I've discovered about sinus infection and stopping sinus infection quickly is cutting edge and just might be the untapped resource that you have been looking for. You're going to see for yourself how simple it is to quickly stop not only your sinus infection pain, but your headaches and the pressure and the lousy congestion and the terrible feelings of exhaustion that you experience each time you have a sinus infection. And what I'm going to share with you is a 100% proven way to get rid of sinus infection fast. Now you'll also discover how to heal your sinus infection without the need for expensive, useless and even dangerous drugs before your sinuses are permanently damaged and before you make the terrible mistake of having expensive and painful sinus surgery. Now, Emma Williams, the editor of this website, has urged me to share with you details of an astonishing discovery that I've made about sinus infection. One that gets rid of sinus infection faster than you've ever dreamed possible. And in many cases, your sinus infection will never come back. So now in plain English, you're going to find out what is most likely the cause of your sinus infection. And you're going to discover the simple and the most powerful and frankly the most sensible cure for sinus infection ever discovered. Every single day, millions of adults reach for their sinus infection drugs because after all, they've been prescribed them by their doctor. They're simply prescribed antibiotics, nasal sprays, steroids, decongestants, painkillers, whatever. The poor sinus infection sufferer is often left alone, almost abandoned, left to cope with what can be an excruciating, persistent, debilitating, painful and weakening condition. But what's actually going on? Because after all, a healthy adult doesn't normally suffer from sinus infection. So something is wrong. If you suffer from a sinus infection on a regular basis, something is wrong with you. And I'm sorry to remind you of something so basic. But just because the drug companies do not know how to cure your sinus infection does not mean that you cannot be cured. I've been up close and personal with adults who have regular sinus infection, and my years of experience have led me to the following two simple and profound conclusions. Sinus infection is caused by your immune system that has been weakened by stress or diet or drugs, or often by a previous dose of antibiotics or other medication. This allows bacteria, yeast and mold to breed in your sinuses, and that's why sinus infection sufferers suffer on a regular basis. The drugs that are used to treat sinus infection is weakening your immune system and leaving you wide open to more sinus infection. That's why sinus infection sufferers often get it twice, even 3 times a year. You couldn't make this up. It goes away and it comes back again thanks to the drugs that you've been taking. And so do all the side effects come back, like a severely weakened immune system, genital and oral yeast infection, itchy backside, digestive problems, blurred vision, impaired hearing and lots more. Most sinus infection is as simple as that. If you can kill the bacteria, the yeast, the mold that is causing the sinus infection without damaging the immune system, then that has got to be better, right? So, how do you kill the parasites inside without toxic antibiotics? And in case you're in any doubt about the danger of modern drugs, according to a recent report by eminent US doctors, and you can see the proof below, in the United States alone, the total number of deaths caused by conventional medicine, like antibiotics, it's an astounding 784,000 men, women and children every year. That's about 2,200 every day. It's now evident that the American medical system is the leading cause of death and injury in the United States, and that's doctors saying that, not me. So I was desperate to find a way of killing the bacteria that was breeding in the sinuses without harming your immune system. I've seen so many people lose their health after taking course after course of antibiotics. It is tragic and it is so unnecessary. That was why I did my research. You see, human beings with sinus infection problems have been around for tens of thousands of years. Pharmaceutical companies, drug companies, they've been around about 100 years and they don't want you to know what your ancestors knew. So my first step in research is always to go back into history. Now, after a lot of reading, and I don't mean the usual herbalist research books, I mean that I've got secret access to some of the best medical and botanical books on the planet. Books that are mostly kept hidden away by rich collectors, private collectors, specialist reference libraries, even drug companies keep these books hidden away. Or I read books that science believes are not worth looking at. Books written by people who have zero medical qualifications, but who have lived in the wilds of Mother Nature all their lives, who have had herbal remedies passed down from one generation to the next. And it was in one such research book that I found the clues to an ancient cure for sinus infection. 3 herbs that were said to eradicate sinus infection quickly. Of course, I'd heard of these herbs before and I've used them many times before, but I had no idea that they would have such a powerful antibiotic effect on sinus infection. I knew that up till now, most natural remedies for sinus infection are nothing more than mild decongestants with a pleasant smell. You know, they sometimes help a little, but for a sinus infection, they simply don't work because they're just not strong enough. Now, I expected my research to last 6 to 12 months, but I had a 100% proven remedy in 6 weeks. My research also established this, that over 25 years ago, a medical student had scientifically tested a whole range of herbs and she found the same 3 herbs under strict laboratory conditions had 100% proven to kill the bacteria, yeast and mould that cause sinus infection. And then her research has been lain forgotten on a dusty university shelf. So I simply devised a way to get the herbs from the bottle into the infected sinuses, and then it was done. I had a unique remedy which did one simple and very crucial function. I had discovered a natural organic remedy which killed the bacteria, the yeast and the mould. And that's what's causing your sinus infection, in your sinuses, on contact, in literally just a few seconds. Unlike antibiotics, it doesn't harm your immune system in any way at all, because the remedy is not swallowed like antibiotic pills. The immune system is not shocked, not damaged or weakened. Now, I wanted to test it for longer, but my conscience just wouldn't let me, because every single client with sinus infection was cured, sometimes in just a few hours. The combined effect of these 3 organic herbs at preventing sinus infection is unstoppable. I've called the remedy simply Sinus Doctor, and it's been proven countless times to cure sinus infection because it addresses the problem that antibiotics, nasal sprays, neti pots, decongestants, painkillers and even inhalers, they just can't begin to address. You simply inhale a few breaths of the remedy vapours from a bowl of steaming water and it takes less than a minute, and that's it. No antibiotic pills, no capsules, no decongestants, no steroids, no inhalers, no medication that slaughters your already tired immune system. But I have to warn you, this remedy is not for the faint of heart. This remedy packs a real wallop. It's not to be used by children, and teenagers can only use it if an adult supervises them. Now, within a few hours of using it, you will know your sinus infection problem is getting better. This is a convenient and easy to use remedy, which means that you don't have to spend your day making expensive and time-consuming doctor appointments or discussing your personal problems in the drugstore. It's just 3 small bottles of pleasant smelling herbal liquid that you can keep with you in your pocket or in your purse. It's very simple and easy to use. But perhaps more importantly, this remedy marks the start of a new life for you. A life free from sinus infection, coughing, phlegm, and days or weeks of feeling lousy. And not only that, now really listen up to this. If you use Sinus Doctor once a week throughout the year, it prevents you from getting sinus infection. Can you imagine that? Well, if you have sinus infection, you will know just how big that is, how important this breakthrough is. So now the mystery of treating sinus infection is over. If you suffer at all from sinus infection, there is now a safe, effective, and very affordable solution. I plan to launch the remedy called Sinus Doctor with advertising, fancy packaging, and send it through all my small network of distributors, but I never got the chance. You see, word quickly spread about the results that I was getting with Sinus Doctor. Patients and herbalists came to my practice and literally demanded I make it for them. But it wasn't so simple. You see, excuse me, I tested lots of different herbs, and the only organic herbs which consistently stopped sinus infection came from the Middle East. Now, in these war-torn, difficult, struggling times, can you imagine how hard it is to import a shipment from the Middle East? To say my ingredient supply is in the lap of the gods is a massive understatement. Recently, I've managed to beg, steal and borrow. I've put together enough ingredients for 3 batches. I've made each batch by hand myself. I've measured, weighed and mixed the ingredients myself. I've blended the ingredients myself. So don't worry about that. The Sinus Doctor remedies I make are of the highest quality. And now I've handed 2 of the batches over to my trusted friend Emma Williams. So if you or a member of your family has a sinus infection problem, then I strongly suggest that you get this remedy called Sinus Doctor before supplies run out and before you begin to even consider getting any more toxic medication at all. I call using this Sinus Doctor remedy, it's like an avalanche of healing for a very good reason. The way the drops of the Sinus Doctor floods your sinuses with powerful healing herbs. It's like experiencing an avalanche of relief inside your head. This remedy really does pack a wallop. As I say, it's not to be used by children and teenagers, should only use it if supervised. Within just a few hours of using it, you will know your sinus infection problem is getting better. But you must hurry, however. I normally only give this remedy to my personal clients and fellow herbalists. I have never committed a single batch of Sinus Doctor to anyone else before. But Emma begged me not to let the other herbalists or online stores know what we were up to till she had the stock. Well, now she has it, and it's going faster than even I imagined. So if you mess around or order late, you may miss out. And if you have a sinus infection problem, then that would be a horrible mistake. Don't let that happen. This is big. For anyone with a sinus infection problem, this is big. If you truly want to get rid of your sinus infection and get rid of it fast, this remedy will instantly give you the power and the ability to heal your own sinus infection before it's too late. The result will be you'll be happier and you'll have free of sinus infection, you'll be feeling healthy again, refreshed and ready to go. Sinus Doctor will have you smiling more because you'll be more relaxed, you'll be enjoying your life and you'll be free from the misery of sinus infection. And isn't that what this is about? So have a look at the testimonials below and see how the sinus doctor has helped many other people across the country get rid of their sinus infection fast. So this is your chance to benefit from a guaranteed supply of Sinus Doctor. But maybe, you've got a few understandable seeds of doubt, and that's fair enough, because after all, you don't know me. So let me put your mind at rest so that you can experience the Sinus Doctor remedy for yourself. You can use the Sinus Doctor remedy to your heart's content for a full 90 days if you wish. You don't risk a single penny trying this remedy for yourself. You have a complete, ironclad, 90 days unconditional 100% money back guarantee. But the clear and simple truth is this. This is a breakthrough. And if this remedy doesn't quickly and easily get rid of your sinus infection, or if you're not completely satisfied in any way at all, then I insist that you send the Sinus Doctor back to Emma in any condition, and she will personally make sure you get a fast and a full refund of every penny you paid for the remedy. No questions asked, no hassles, and you've got my word on that. Okay, so how much will this remedy cost you? Well, I normally charge my clients $200 for an appointment at my office, plus $170 for the remedy, because it is handmade and it is organic. But because you do not have to have an appointment with me to get it, plus I'm not using my offices and my staff and all the services, then I've agreed with Emma to give you a 50% discount. 50% discount on the remedy. This means that you can get your Sinus Doctor remedy for just $87 plus $5 shipping. That means you will save over $280. Plus, Emma's literally manhandled me into giving you an additional gift of free bonus health books. Now they're worth $127, but that's just for the first 100 who try the Sinus Doctor remedy. And you can see details of those bonus books below. Now those bonuses are worth more than the price of the remedy. So this is the first time and maybe the last time that my sinus infection remedy has ever been sold for less than $170. $87 is less than the price of a course of antibiotics which are dangerous and they don't even work. $87 is less than the price of useless and even dangerous steroid medication, and it's certainly less than the price of a visit to your doctor. So order your sinus remedy right now while Emma still has the stock and while you're still on this page. Simply click on the link below and Emma will get your remedy in the post to you today. Now, if you need to ask any questions about sinus infection or the sinus infection remedy itself, you can write to me at any time. I look forward to helping you get rid of your sinus infection once and for all. Bye for now.